Hey, Graham, what's up, man? How you doing? How you been? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while or something. You been all right? How you been feeling? I know you weren't feeling all that great a while ago. I don't know if that's still an issue. What are you up to today? Anything interesting or anything else going on? I am just here in lovely Japan, just trying to give my brain a little bit of a rest. I've been working literally 2 days non fucking stop on this computer. Just trying to get everything ready for the live event on May 8th. I had to do so much for that. I'm still doing a whole lot for it. Yeah, it's been insane. So you okay? Life good? Hopefully life's all right. Hopefully people are checking their emails. I sent out all the messages to the Patreon. Maybe I'll open this up to Facebook a little bit and see if that helps at all. Ah, that's right. I think you did tell me something about that. You were going to be really busy with redecorating and stuff. How's that going? Is everything looking the way you want it to look? Hopefully it's looking pretty nice. I mean, I hope it is. Um, I know sometimes doing that sort of thing is not easy to do. So, I definitely feel you there with doing repairs and stuff. My apartment actually just went through a bunch of repairs. It's been pretty insane. Um, there was a hot water leak, and then when they went and fixed that, they somehow disconnected the water to the toilet from that, and it turned out that the hot water pipe was connected to my toilet. And they were like, "Yeah, there's no way we could have messed that up." And I'm like, "You did." And they came here like, "Oh, we didn't mess it up, but when we fixed the water pipe, we accidentally turned off your water to the toilet because for some dumbass reason your hot water pipe was connected to your toilet this whole time." It's like, blah. And that's just one of many problems my place has, but whatever. It's Japan, third world country, pretending to be a first world nation. Anyways, so decorations going good, I hope, and good to hear you're healthy. I'd love to know if anything else is going on with you. Hopefully we'll see you on the 8th. That's a big, big, big day, so hopefully you will come check it out. So I think I'm going to open this up to just the general public, even though this is supposed to be just for Patreon users. But if nobody's coming, then I want to make sure that there is time for me to actually talk to people here that might want to join. But I'll keep it limited, I think, to just a few people. Uh, and speaking of the 8th, wow, there's somebody already asking about it. uh Why? Yeah, I hope you will. So this month's online live. I mean, it's a big one for me. I mean, this is my sponsored live, so it means I have to pay for everything. I have to take care of everything. It's insane, but it's going well. It's just it's a lot of work. But yeah, I have a goal to get Hana 100 Cheki, Miho 100 Cheki, and Kasami 100 Cheki. So we're getting there. We're a quarter of the way there. Not bad for May 2nd, but I mean, 100's the threshold. I'd like to get a lot more than that, but this is the only time those three girls will probably ever be together, ever. Just because of various things that's going to happen in the future. So it's really important to support. This might be the only time you guys will ever have a chance to do like a Kakami Cheki with them. So I would like to see that be supported. I might have another online checky session with another idol group this month, but they haven't confirmed yet, and so I don't know what's going on with them. So I'm not, they usually take a while. This group tends to take a while to get back to me on stuff, which is fine, because we've had a lot of successful checky sessions together. But I don't want to even think about that right now. All I can think about is the 8th. And then, of course, after that, I have Hana's birthday live event, which is on the 22nd. But that one's a little more low key and easier. It's at a smaller venue. I'm not financially responsible for, which is awesome. And the fans want to really take care of that one more than I have to do anything with. So I will be twit casting that one. I'm not gonna go all out with iColony on that one. Just because I'm curious to see how Twitcast is gonna work. The venue, it's not even a venue. It's a music, like, it's a music store with like an area for live events, and that's not. I don't know. I don't want to spend what I have to spend to put out something like that at a music store. So I figured Twitcast. We'll see how that goes. I'm not gonna charge pretty much anything for it. Hey, what's up, Michelle? How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for joining Hana's fan club. That's awesome that you joined. She's so happy. I just spoke with Hana for quite a while tonight. I have a plan to meet with her tomorrow to go over some various things. So, we were just overwhelmed that you did that. Thank you. She doesn't have many people that's joined so far, but you joined at a pretty high level, so that's pretty awesome. Her goal is to get enough people to get 1 month about $1,000, and then I'll take that and I'll be able to make an MV for her. So that would be a great goal. But I got a lot of different things kind of in the works, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Michelle, it's good to see you. Good to hear from you. Good to have you here. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about with me, feel free. I'd love to talk with you about stuff and just see what you're all about. And yeah, anything you guys have on your mind, let me know. That'd be great. And sorry about me typing here. I've just had just again, I'm constantly busy. Anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions, please ask. Love to talk with you guys more about different stuff. And if it's only you two, that's cool. We'll have a little fun ourselves. Just anything you guys on your mind. Well, Graham, I'm not in the Japanese government. If I would, I would tell you an answer. We have no news. Here's the thing. Elections are like in the middle of the summer. And I have a feeling after the elections are done, they'll consider having tourists come in. However, Japan's still stuck 2 years ago. They still think the pandemic is raging and dangerous, and we all should wear masks for the rest of our lives. And they're still limiting me at venues, or limiting all of us at like the fun we can have at them. Like, no one doesn't wear a mask here unless you're a foreigner, I guess. Or, I mean, I have been seeing some people lowering the mask or wearing like them as chin straps. The reason I'm bringing all that up is because I think the general temperature of Japan right now is still cautious, still wanting to have this weird idea in their head that foreigners are going to bring COVID in a huge wave. And what they're not realizing is that they've just completely disregarded all COVID stuff for Golden Week, which is right now. And so everyone's just they're just traveling. So my prediction is that as soon as everyone gets back from Golden Week, they're going to bring all the shock and horror of all the cases going up, because everybody's going to spread COVID from traveling, and then that's just going to further lock down the borders. Or they'll use Golden Week as an example, saying that everything's okay, because they'll just manipulate the numbers, or maybe they'll say it's fine, and then maybe we'll see foreigners come in. There is just no word. I honestly don't think Japan wants foreigners to come back. I'm just being really honest. I think they're very much enjoying the fact there's no tourists here. At least the political groups, the Oyaji, like I mean, they just live in a different universe than anybody here. Although I'd say the general public too. Like, I know a lot of them want to travel and everything. Hi, Julio, good to see you. It's okay, you're at work. Otsukare-sama. It would be nice if they would figure out what the fuck they want to do with the border. But you have to understand something. Japan is 90 something, 98, 99% Japanese. They don't give two flying shits about the minority here. They don't care at all. The people in the we matter so little to them that they're not gonna do anything about the tourists. Now they are starting to, speak a little bit to that because there are some business associations here in Japan full of Japanese people who are doing business with foreigners and have tourism as their main income. You better believe they're chirping about it, and they're like, what the fuck, Japan? Like, okay, 2 years, we need to get back to our incomes. A lot of economy, a lot of places there have been shuttered because there's no foreigners allowed in here to give them their income. So there have been some Japanese people chirping. And again, the general rule here in Japan is if you're a foreigner and you complain, they don't give a fuck about you. Just whatever. They goes in one ear out the other. If you're Japanese and you complain, they'll listen. Because, and again, just think about it. It's 90 something percent of the people here are Japanese. If you're this much of a majority here, they don't care about you. I mean, I really honestly feel that from Japanese people here, that they don't give two shits about foreigners or their feelings or anything like that. I mean, it's very, very rare when I see things that are advocated for the foreign, like rights of foreigners and stuff. I mean, I've been a victim of racism and prejudice and so many things here. It's unreal, but that's okay. I mean, again, not every country's perfect. Don't even get me started on America. I could go on forever about how terrible America is, but not to keep this political, but to keep this more about fun. And to answer your question, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Just because, again, the temperature here, I don't really think they care. I think everyone's they're too busy, too focused on their own lives. They don't give a shit about advocating for families that have been torn apart, people like me who I can't go back because of this. I can't leave because of certain things and restrictions, and it's just pretty nasty. It's a really nasty situation that they should fix, but probably never will. Or I mean, I shouldn't say never. I think if enough Japanese people complain about it, then they will. But will they? Who knows? I think there's only going to be so much that some of these people in Japan who are Japanese that have business with foreigners, they can only take so much and be like, yo, you got to open this shit up. And then I think they will. But when that's going to happen, my guess is after the elections, when Kishida secured his seats and all that or whatever. And then, you know, maybe his thinking is if he opens up the borders now, that might affect the polls, and then he'll go down in popularity because a lot of people here overwhelmingly they support the borders being closed, which is the most illogical, mind-numbing bullshit I've ever even understood or heard from people here. But whatever, that's how it is here. So what can you do? Yeah, so that's actually really, 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 on the positive side of things, um, because I don't want to just call out all the bullshit of the people here, which me being East Coast American, my mouth can get the better of me there. I will say that there's a lot of good things here. There's a lot of good people here. There's definitely for every bad thing I've experienced like 4 million good things. So, you know, I don't like I don't have any issue with that here. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really, 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 really a good time. Whenever I'm involved working with idols and doing stuff with them, and um, that's always been where my heart's at, and for the most part, that's been going well, I guess. Slow. It's been slow lately. Haven't been to so many shows. Haven't been staffed for a lot of people, but whatever. I mean, yeah, Graham. Let's hope things will change. Let's stay positive. Let's hope that the people in charge here will grow some brain cells and actually, actually do something good for once in their lives and actually help out the people that need help here. But we'll see. Yeah, Julio, the Galapagos syndrome is a real thing. I totally would agree with that. It's Well, you have to understand what is it? What's it called? The Saisoku. Like Japan was Saisoku. They were cut off from the world. I mean, only recently in history have they actually been part of the world, and they were forced at gunpoint to be part of the world. So sorry again. As soon as I do these things, I get messages. But when you're forced at gunpoint to open up your borders, you know, that's something that's something that, you know, I feel like maybe they've been trying to not feel that way, like they don't wanna have to open up, but I don't think it's really that. I think some people certainly think that way and believe that here, but I think a lot of people here, I mean, again, if foreigners did come, I'm sure there's a lot of people here would be happy. There's a lot of families that, well, the minority families here, they would be happy. I just think overall it would improve things. But I think the problem is everyone here has this really weird concept about science, and they don't understand science, and they don't understand how things work here on a general level. To think that, you know, you can, like, the danger of COVID is from Japanese people giving to Japanese people. If you have a foreigner get on a plane, they take a COVID test before they get on the plane and after they get off the plane. After that, who's really in danger? It's the foreigner when they come into Tokyo and there's somebody here with COVID. And then they get COVID. Well, where'd they get it from? From being here in Japan, from either a Japanese person or somebody that lives here. So that being said, it just logically, what difference does it make if you bring more people in here? As long as those people are testing negative the minute they get off the plane, I mean, who cares? You know, like it's they're thinking you're going to bring COVID in, but if you properly test, I don't really see, you know, I don't see how that's really going to be an overwhelming problem. The majority of people that are going to be spreading COVID are Japanese people because there's a majority of people who live here are Japanese. So you got to protect yourselves from each other. But foreigners aren't the problem. But again, this is a foreigner's disease, according to some people here. And you know, it's just that kind of weird, illogical third world concept of approaching the pandemic here is it's just not out of people's heads yet. You know, the rest of the world's moved on, but this place is still stuck in many ways. It's still stuck many years behind, unfortunately. And it's weird because for all the coolness and amazingness and the creativeness and all the people I know that are just fantastic, you have this other side here that's really not attractive and pretty and is difficult to live with and acclimate to if you're not ready to deal with that. And now because of the pandemic, I mean, it's not just Japan that's shown they couldn't handle the pandemic. Every country in the world, I think, for the most part, handled the pandemic pretty bad. But can anybody really be blamed for that? Nobody really thought this. I mean, 3 years ago, did you guys ever think we'd even be having this type of a conversation? I mean, it's crazy. So I don't blame Japan for mishandling it as bad as they have. I mean, a lot of countries have. I'd say Japan's in the top 5 or 10 of worst countries as far as mishandling the pandemic in terms of their response. But and they continue to mishandle it continually, just an awful kind of all kinds of ways. But it's just, what can you do? You know, you just live here. You try your best to be a good citizen and help people and do what you can in your life and hope that they'll actually realize that they are destroying people's lives by keeping those borders closed. And then I always hear the argument, well, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? I wish it was that simple. Yeah, I wish it was that simple. I wish I could literally just get on a plane and go, but I can't. I have things here that require me to be here, and just leaving is not an option on a permanent level. Plus, even I don't even know what I go back to. Like, and to be honest, like, I mean, I have a wonderful family back in America, but everything I'm doing and love in life and as far as being creative and work, it's all here in Japan. So I have to stay here. But unfortunately, I wish there were some things that could change here that would make life a lot better for myself and other foreigners and just I'd say even Japanese people too. I think it'd be better for them as well. But I'm a foreigner, of course I'd say that. So what can you do? Anyways, sorry to go on a rant there. But if you guys are anything else going on with you guys, is life good? Are you guys having a good time? Are you guys enjoying? I mean, do you guys? Well, it's Golden Week here, so everyone's kind of in vacation mode. Do you guys have any sense of vacation or anything going on? I mean, are you guys excited about the May 8th show? Let me know what you guys are doing. I gotta type something. So. Hey Sven, how are you? So good to see you. Yes, Julio, that's exactly it. I would say overall, the younger population here, they're awesome. I mean, they're totally like all about foreigner and foreign cultures, and they're very open. And I work with a lot of younger people, so I get the joy and the pleasure of being around like a lot of younger people. They're very wide eyed to foreigners, you know, and they're very interested or they're curious or they would love to have a conversation, and or at least they often present themselves like they would. So yeah, I agree with you, Julio. You hit it right on the nose. But like as far as the those in charge here, they live in a different universe. They live in a different century. Um, but isn't that the case with so many governments, guys? You know what I mean? It's never just one place. I can't shit on Japan entirely. Like every country's been like you just look at their leaders and think like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I mean, over and over. In my country, Jesus Christ, don't even get me started. Um, but what can you do? Oh, Sven, I'm sorry. Security schooling. I don't know what that means. Are you okay? I have no idea what you mean by that. But whatever. It sounds bad. I hope you're okay. Yeah. Yikes. Um. Airport security. Ah. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay with that, Sven. So. Anyways. Sorry about that. Oh, Julio, you saw Kiss a couple weeks ago? That's awesome. Who cares if they're cheese ball or not? If you like Kiss, you like Kiss. Also, back in the day, they were like the group to go see, you know? I mean, they had their time and now we might look back and think of them as funny icons, but you got to think back in the day, they were ridiculously amazing. So, you know, very, 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 very cool that you saw them. Well, I've never seen them, so I hope it sounds like it was a good time, so that's good. And Michelle's going back to Norway in August and writing a little speech. Michelle, congratulations on your book. That is amazing that you did. That is so amazing. You know, hopefully, people will appreciate what you did with your book and everything. So I wish you well with that. Kiss for the first group I ever saw live. Oh, back in 1980. Hey, there you go. There you go, Graham. That's amazing. My first group, geez, can't remember who the first group I ever saw was so long ago. Do you think the idol concept would work in the Western world, or is it too unique and localized to Japan? One thing I'm surprised that Western groups don't use the Checky concept as a money earner. Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's been tried before, I think, in the West. You know, it depends on how you look at it. Like, there's definitely some like Japanophile types that have tried to bring Idol to the West, and I don't think they've done well. Or they make groups with like non-Japanese people and think that they're idols. But I'm not saying you can't be. If you're not Japanese, you can't be an idol group. Clearly, you can. But a Japanese idol group, I don't know. There's certain qualities and elements about Japanese idols that make it so Japanese that if you are a foreigner with no Japanese experience, other than you just like the culture, and you try to get up there and say, "Hey, I'm an idol," I don't really know if that quite gels. Um, I don't think the concept works at all in the Western world because you know. Okay, so my dear new friend Tim. who has filmed Kasame at Heaven's Door, and he put up that video, which I think some of you guys saw. And he also recently went to Akiba Colors and saw Miho. I was really blown away by how much of a weird and crazy subculture this world was when he walked in Akiba Colors and just was exposed to a super underground idol show. Heaven's Door doesn't count because it's like a rock punk venue. Like Kasami plays there because her music fits there, and I just like that venue a lot. I just like the vibe. It kind of reminds me back home when I used to play venues like that with my band. But a real idol venue is like Akiba Colors, and just watching his awkwardness, the fact he made a million faux pas, the way the Japanese fans felt around him, kind of looking at him like, who the fuck is this guy? And realizing how accepted I've been because I've been here so long. I just started to realize, like, I'm so indoctrinated into Idol that Tim's like, this first Idol show. Like, I can't imagine bringing all kinds of Westerners to an actual Idol show and seeing their reaction. It would be, well, I mean, I've seen some, obviously, there's a lot of media reporters from the West that have put one foot in the Idol world and then write these horrific articles that make it sound like the Idol world's full of, like, terrible, terrible people that I can't say the name because it's YouTube and I don't want to get this banned. But it was just like, it's not like that, but they have such the wrong idea and concept about this, and they're just like completely ignoring the cultural reasons for Idol. One of the biggest reasons why Idol exists in Japan is because people don't know how to fucking talk to each other here. People here are communication like handicapped. Like they think about why hosts and hostess clubs exist here. They exist here because husbands can't go home and talk to their wives and let out their feelings or feel like they're appreciated, so they pay some girl in a club to pretend like she's interested in them. And this fantasy idea really works here. People like their fantasies. I mean, think about anime. What is anime? It's fantasy. Anime is everywhere here. You got to think this is a culture of grown-ups who regularly worship, respect, and wear all the items of cartoons. Now, again, I make no judgment. I'm sounding like I am. I personally have no problem with it. I'm speaking like as a Westerner, you have to understand that escapism is a huge thing here. Escapism and fantasy and Idol is a big fantasy. It's this idea these girls are gods and you're not a god. You're this mere mortal and you are trying to support their dreams, whatever they want. They rule the roost. And especially if you're like, you're into that sort of thinking and you really believe these girls are heavenly or they're idols, like it works really well. Like it's a fun thing. It's no different, I suppose, than if you went and saw Cirque du Soleil and you let yourself believe what you saw on the stage was real and you felt the creative craftsmanship of the show and how the artists like really and all the people that do all the crazy things that happen in Cirque do. That all affects you internally. And I've been to so many Cirque shows in my day, and like I was always deeply affected by the creativity of those shows and how they presented themselves. So Idol is kind of that sort of same package. It's like you can accept it or you can go in there just like you can go into a Cirque show and you'd be like, what is this? A fucking bunch of people doing acrobats and dressed up in like really like tight tights and listening to Enya music. I mean, you could have the totally wrong idea about what like something like Cirque is trying to present, and the same thing with Idol. It is meant as an outlet. It's a release valve for people here in Japan. So a lot of them are guys because a lot of guys don't have that release valve. They can't go home to their wives and get a release valve with them. It is very, very, very true. There's a lot of husbands who come home to wives that don't have anything to do with them. The wives got their kids. All that man is in their life, that husband is a paycheck. He's a human ATM. And so they don't give a fuck about him. And then also you have to understand it's about roles. You have certain roles. And like think about it, you're a salary man. You work all day and you're tired and you just want to forget that role of being a salary man. So you can go to an Idol show And it doesn't matter if you're a salaryman, a doctor, a homeless bum. You can go into an Idol show and you're an Idol fan. You assume a new role. And being an Idol fan it's a good role. It's a comfortable role. It can be very emotionally difficult at times because when you get really attached to an idol and then she graduates, you really feel deep pain, like they're dying. I've certainly have felt that in my life. I think a lot of people have that have gotten really close to idols, but that role, that concept that you buy into, if you really get into it, oh my God, it's like it's the best feeling. It's so wonderful. I can remember I can remember back before any of this when I was just coming to Japan and I went, I started getting Idol. I went to go see AKB48. They did one of their national handshake events, and I went to Makari Messe, and there's all these AKB, HKT, SK members. They're all lined up, and you get one ticket, let's say, and then you could use that ticket to go into a line where all the girls are in a line, and you just go down the line, you shake their hands, you have like literally 3 seconds to say something to them. I can't tell you how exhilarating and fun that was. And I can see why people do it and do it over and over again because, well, not only because you only get a few seconds to talk to these girls, but like it's fun. You actually believe that they're real, like they're real above things. And of course, AKB like the whole AKB organization, they lifted these girls up, put them on media. So you're meeting technically famous people. So you got to meet all these famous girls. It's like really fun. Like I met Sashi Hatarino. I actually shook her hand. I talked to her about her teeth because right when I met her, she'd got her like back teeth fixed or something, and she was real cool with me. I met Miyawaki Sakura. I met Sakura-tan, and she was actually really nice to me and actually was trying to talk to me even as I left. She almost ignored the person in front of her, was like looking at me, and I had a real connection with Sakura-tan. It was, how do I put it? It's an exhilarating experience if you believe in it, and you're not just looking at, well, there's just a bunch of young girls dressed up in costumes that sing terribly on stage. Like you can really look at it many different ways, but because Japanese people are all about roles, they can assume the role of idol fan, and then when they're in that role, guess what? They get to be part of a culture. The best idol fans are the ones that form a community around the idol or idols, and then think about it, you get to go to the idol show and see all your buddies, and oh, what's up? Have beers with them, drink with them, then you celebrate idol together. The idols give you a reason to come together to be with your friends and hang out. You got to understand, in Japan, you don't really have house parties. I mean, people don't just come over your house and just chill and hang out and like watch movies with you. It happens, but it's so rare. So you go to these venues and you can chill with all your buddies, you can be as loud as you want, hang out with these idols, take some checky with them, and it's fucking great. But as a business concept, applying it to the West, it's just so far removed from Westerners' thinking. Because again, Idol serves needs for people here. To take Idol out of here and bring it to the West, at best, it's a curiosity, or if people like the music the idols are making because it's very Western, like it appeals to Westerners, then yeah, then that could work maybe, but only as like a tour, and then all right, okay, we've had enough of your idleness. Go back to Japan now, and we'll catch you on the next tour. But to actually be permanently planted in a Western place, I don't think would work at all. I had thought it would a long time ago when I lived in Los Angeles. I actually thought I tried to do it, but I just stopped right away because I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I gotta go to Japan and work with actual real idols. So, I think AKB still does handshake events. I don't know. I stopped following them. I mean, I still talk about them sometimes. I have a podcast I do occasionally with some friends, and we talk about like AKB stuff. We mostly just talk about videos. I don't think, actually, to be honest with you, I don't think they've done a handshake event in 2 years. I could be wrong on that. But AKB is just in a whole other world of shit, and they've just went downhill. They're barely hanging on. I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty much done in the next year or two because I mean, they're still popular. They still can get number one on the charts, but like, I think it's just because fans are so loyal and respectful of the girls, but I don't know if that necessarily translates to success and longevity. I mean, I guess as long as you keep the money coming in, but they're just not what they were 6 years ago, 7 years ago when they were like on top of the world and everybody's talking about them. I mean, they got rid of the Sasankyo, they got rid of the Junkin tournament, they got rid of so many things that they've done. So yeah, I don't think they're really doing the handshake events anymore. I'm glad, really, Graham. I'm glad you went to that show. I'm glad you guys. Yeah, the show was also great. On lots of power balloons. Paul Stanley. Yeah, I can't even imagine seeing Kiss now. I mean, I'm sure like they still have it. Those guys. I mean, once a rocker, always a rocker. I mean, I could get on stage and still go crazy. I'd probably hurt a lot of my bones, but like I would love to do that. You know, it'd be so much fun. So I really, 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 really really am happy you got to see Kiss, and they're one of the greats. I remember before I came here, it was a while ago. A long time ago. I saw Journey, and that was one of my dreams to see Journey. That was one of my mother's favorite groups, so I went. I took my mom to see them, and that was when they had the Filipino guy. I don't know if they still have him or not, but that dude crushed it. Oh my god, he was so good. And yeah, it was really nice to see one of the greats still have it. Actually, the band Foreigner opened up for Journey, and they blew me the fuck away. Their singer was like out in the crowd, walking around this giant fucking stadium we were in or whatever, this arena, and it was just amazing to see him just connecting. And considering their music isn't exactly like punk and metal, but they had that vibe. They were so energetic on stage. They almost won up Journey. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, that's weird to say, but Foreigner, they did a great job. You ever get a chance to see Foreigner, go see him. You're still catching up with AK Bingo? Oh, that's awesome. That's AK Bingo is the reason I even know what Idol is. I mean, I that's how my entrance into the Idol world kind of came before I went to that Guso drop show, which changed my life. I knew, but I just was watching AK Bingo. I'm like, who are these cute girls and what are they? And it was just amazing to watch. Like it was so much fun. Just to see these funny ass girls getting like eating cockroaches and like why are they eating cockroaches and just all this crazy shit they did on AK Bingo. I can still watch that show now and laugh my ass off. It's still funny. But once you start watching, you get attached to those girls. You think, oh wait, I can actually meet them. I can actually go shake their hand. It's a good business system. Would it work in the West? Just that general thing. If you took out Idol and you just had this idea of you can meet a famous person, shake their hand, and take a check in with them. I mean, they kind of do that with meet and greets and handshake and fan events. There is something like that, but they don't. I don't know if they do it like on a regular everyday level like they do here. So I don't know if that would necessarily work because the fame level would go down, and then I think because you'd be seeing them all the time, and I don't know if you'd really feel their fame. They'd be like a friend, and also boundaries. I don't know if the boundaries would be as respected. Here in Japan, they certainly respect it a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, the whole culture and lore is very difficult to translate. And Kiss certainly isn't too bad considering how old they are. Yeah, they're pretty incredible. So yeah. Anyways, you've watched 350 episodes. Oh my god, are they all subtitled, Graham? Because I know there's a lot that were, but yeah, that's amazing. Wow, that's insane. That is insane. I've watched about 2 or 300, but I don't know if no, I don't think I've watched that many. I've watched about 200, maybe. But that's incredible. I mean, if they're subtitled, I would love to watch every single episode from beginning to end, and go through that because it's like be like watching an extended like TV series. Um, hold on, guys. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so could be another rabbit hole if it's subbed. Sven, be careful. Well, I mean, that rabbit hole is why I'm here. You know, I was working out on a treadmill all those years ago, and I just wanted something to watch on my phone while I was working out, and I saw an AK Bingo episode and all the insanity on there, and that just hooked me, and I started watching and watching. There's some guy that was he put up so many episodes on Daily Motion, and he subbed them all, and his subs were actually, well, at that time I didn't know if they were good or not, but looking back, some of them weren't too bad. And I mean, you get the general feel and vibe of what's going on. And yeah, everybody watched his stuff, and that guy was a legend. I mean, he's responsible for so many people getting into the world of idols, because if he hadn't subbed those, I don't know what would happen. It just goes to show you never can underestimate your creative endeavors, and working, doing stuff like that, and just putting it out there, how it's going to affect people. It's pretty amazing. I mean, again, I'm here, and he technically created me through all his subbing work, so owe that guy a lot for that, because who knows where I'd be if that hadn't happened. I hadn't watched that episode of AK Bingo, or went to that Guso drop show. Julio, maybe you mentioned it in the beginning, but how's everything going getting ready for the event in the 8th? Oh, yes. So the 8th live event. So I literally, for the past 2 days, been working nonstop on that. First, I had to write like an 18 or 16 page document in Japanese to Hana, Miho, and Kasame to kind of prep them for this month and the next couple months. We have so many big things coming up. Also, had to talk to them about various other things, particularly Hana. I've been talking with her quite a bit. I actually had a big phone meeting with her tonight. I'm going to be seeing her tomorrow. Like, we have so much to prepare for. As it stands right now, Kamikaze, which is Hana's first song, is not done yet. Me and Kaylin, we're having a hell of a time with the vocals. So we're still working on that. The second song, Owari no Hajimari, that's the title of it. Owari no Hajimari is all done. It's good. It's ready to go. Hana listened to it. She loves it. The SE for her is done. I finished that 2 nights ago. It's badass. I love it. The third song, yeah, everyone who subs is my personal hero, honestly. They're just great. Subbers are the best people in the world. I almost wish I knew enough Japanese to I would just do subs for so many things, because it opens up the doors for so many people. Really, God bless all those people. They really are heroes. I don't think they understand that. Anyways, getting back to what I'm saying. So Hana's third song, I've basically received it from Yusei the other night. I liked about 30% of it. I trashed the other 70, and I told him to go back to the drawing board. But I did just tell him to go back. I gave him a whole bunch of things to do. So he did. And he's going to be on that for 2 weeks or so, he said. So, okay, fair enough. The changes I want are big changes. Although I did give him one change on a breakdown in that song that is so badass. I found some really crazy like EDM thing I want to do. And if he pulls that off, it's going to be so amazing. Ian's song for Hana, the drum and bass song, is all done, but we don't have any vocals for it. So Yusei has agreed to do the vocal melody for that, but he has to do that after song 3 is done. So at best, in a month, maybe 3 weeks, I'll have 2 more songs for her. So right now we only have 2 songs. But her live event on the 8th, we do have a very, very special surprise that day. I'm not going to say what it is, but you guys are going to fucking love it. It's amazing. And I'm so excited about it. So very, very big surprise on the 8th for Hana's set. That's all I'm going to say. For Miho, we got done recording Ito, but we need to get male vocals for that because of the story of the song. It's requiring some male vocals. That's not, I don't know, we're having trouble getting the scheduling with that. So we had briefly considered doing Ito on the 8th, but she's going to do Matryoshka instead. So she's going to debut that song on the 8th. So there will be a brand new song from her, plus her CD release event will be discussed, I think, either on the live stream or right after the 8th. We are going to talk about her CD release event. That is all set, good to go. We're pretty much all done with that. I just got to get her songs mixed and mastered and then get the CD made. She did a very, very amazing cover for the CD. Miho did it. It's very personal and very simple. I would never, in any other circumstance, approve something like that, but because it came from her heart, I said okay, and it's actually kind of interesting. So, she has that coming up. I have Hana's birthday live coming up on the 22nd, which will be live streamed via Twitcast for very, very cheap because I don't know how the quality is going to be, and I don't want to ask you guys to pay a lot for that. But that's going to be a fun. That's going to be a really fun show. Neil's CD debut, all the people are confirmed. That's going to be an excellent show. Kasame is not going to debut anything on the 8th, but her last song for the album is done, as far as the music goes. I don't have any vocals for it yet, but the music's pretty much done. There's like one thing to change on it, and then it's done. So Kalen wrote that song actually with me. Me and him wrote that, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's different than Ian's songs for her, but in a good way. It's not a bad thing. It's super death metal meets like it's basically like grindcore meets Oceano meets Spirit Box. I don't know. It's just insane. I can't, and meets explosions in the sky. So I am dying to get that song done and for you guys to hear it. So that'll be the last song I think to be included on her album. Her album releases in July. I have a hell of a lineup for that show. It's only gonna get better. I still have a few more tricks up my sleeve for that one. And then yeah, the 8th, as far as everybody else, I'm getting bombarded with like the other groups, like they want to know all this stuff. The 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 stuff for Hana that you guys paid for. I don't want to say it on this. I've been having a hell of a time with that because I'm doing it myself. Normally Chochi helps me with that, but I don't want to bother him with that. He's gonna be helping me all day, and he said he would help me, but I wanted to do it myself. So I have contacted a company about that. Placed an order tonight. We'll see if that actually works. The venue, Moon Romantic, their staff is incredible. They've been so much fun and easy to work with. They're excited about the show. They've been very communicative with me, so that's all going good. I had to rent another dressing room because in my head I thought Sakimiru's dressing room was big. Like I was watching my documentary, like Lily Kaona's in their dressing room, and I was looking at it, I'm like, this is kind of big, but it really isn't. So I had to get another dressing room. That wasn't fun. I had to do hours and hours of searching for the perfect place for that. And all in Japanese, which isn't easy, but I got that taken care of. So right now I'm just preparing an email to send to all the groups with all the information and also the venue and iColony. So we're all on the same page. We're all good to go. Come, when it comes time to do the show on the 8th. Everything's going well for that. As far as the online Checky session goes, and let me be very clear about this, we're not at 100 Checky per girl yet. I want Miho to get 100 Checky, Kosami to get 100 Checky, and Hana to definitely get 100 Checky. That is super, super, like, entrance goal. Minasan, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Oh, hi, Svendi. Always good to see you. So we're not there yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's getting closer, which is great. But I really need those Checky counts to pick up. You guys got to come balls out on that and give those girls something, because here's two things about that. One, this is probably going to be the only time, maybe ever, those three girls are ever going to do a Checky session together. It's not possible for various reasons after this month, which I don't want to get into. But let's just say this is a one-time only opportunity in most cases. And number two, getting a Kakami Checky, just that alone of those three girls is going to be rare because they're not going to ever be together that often. Those three girls, for their schedule to all come together like this, it's insane. Like, I can't believe I was able to pull that off, all three of them. So that's important. But also the other thing is too, I want to start Hana's career off right. You guys started Miho's career off by buying over 400 Checkies for her that month. I mean, let's do this. Let's give Hana something too. She's put her dues in. She is having a very difficult time with singing, and instead of cowering away, she has stepped up to the plate. She's going to improve that. We have a schedule for that. This girl is creating dances, though, that are mind-blowing. Wait till you see the dances she has for Kamikaze and Owari no Hajimari, her two songs. They are insanely good. and they're only gonna get better. I've made some improvements on them, but I mean, I didn't even need to make them. I mean, even what she showed me would have been fine. But I'm super anal and picky about stuff. But she's insane, and she's doing all this plus doing Me Too, plus doing other stuff she has in her life. It's the girl's insane. So I'm really excited to work with her, and I'm going to work with her a long time. I don't ever want to stop working with her, which is why I'm taking so long on these songs. Well, that and just generally because I don't want to release shit. But eventually she's going to have 8 songs. My goal is to have her have a CD released by the fall. But these girls also have been given additional instructions, which hopefully they'll be talking about um, moving forward uh, this year. For example, each of the girls, they have a goal of getting 3,000 fans on Twitter, and if they do that, something very special will happen that I plan. Um, if Hana gets $1,000 in 1 month for her fan club, she will get an MV. If any of these girls can retain 20 Japanese fans, they will get a one-man live. So I've given them some pretty big goals, and they have a big overall big goal of getting more foreign fans. They want to each win over more people. Um, so they got a lot going on. Not to mention CD releases. Miho's got a photo book that is going to be batshit insane. Plus, she's got a crazy Gravure Checky shoot that we're going to be doing because she bought some pretty crazy Gravure underwear. That's going to be fun. That'll be later this month, I think. Or June. I don't know. I have to talk to her about that. So she's got a lot of stuff. Plus, Miho's been challenging herself with doing dancing. She's been working so hard on learning how to dance. Um, she killed it in the studio. She did her best with Ito. So yeah, we got a lot. And also with Miho, she's got a extra song that I'm wanting to put on a split maybe with maybe Hana or Kasame. I might do like a split CD because Kasame's got another song that Ian's working on right now that unfortunately I don't think will be done in time for the album. But it's okay because I might do a split CD with them. So that would be that might be something that to do, and that would be really fun. That would be I don't know. I would be very, 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 very excited to do that with them. Hold on, guys. So yeah, got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff to do. I'm very very excited, but the 8th is coming along well, but it all starts in the 8th. 8th is like go time. Although Mio has a couple shows before that. It's Golden Week. Hana does too with I think Me Too. They have a bunch of shows. So definitely going to be still busy. Miho has a great show with Okinawa Electric Sayachan, and I think Tokyo Pien's there also. That's like right before that. So we're excited for that show. It's always fun to play with Sayachan at Orpheus, so that'll be coming up. Um, as an aside, oh hi Miho, konbanwa. Miho always trolls. She always comes in. Everybody say hi to Miho. Hello, Miho. Hello, hello. Just please talk to Miho for a second. Um, everybody says hi to Miho. Yay! You guys are the best. Miho, Genki, Genki desu ka? Miho's messaging me on my phone. So funny. You guys are the best. I see. This is why I do this because I just feel like we're all like family. Like you guys are so great. Like I fucking love this. I love talking with you guys. I love that you're in my life. Um, you guys are just the best. And thank you for talking to Miho. Miho, it's so nice to have you. Genki. Miho, Svenのメッセージ、あの、すすみほちゃん、 美穂のチェキすっごいすっごくいいね。でもまだちょっとのとこで、後で。あ、Sven's pulling up the Nihongo. Oh, cheeseburger チェキ。覚えてる？チーズバーガーチェキ。みお、覚えてる？覚えてますか？ Oh, that's so funny. I totally forgot about the cheeseburger checkie. That's so funny. I hope all of you guys will enjoy the live stream on the 8th also. So, Miho, Derek wa? Hello, Derek. Derek wa? Eh? Julio, Sven D. Grandfriend. Derek? すごい意地悪. Yeah, that cheeseburger checkie is epic. No, I hope you guys really enjoy the live stream on the 8th. It's お腹すいた。僕も本当にお腹すいた。何を食べたいの？そうですね。今日はお疲れ様ですね。The live stream, being done by iColony is gonna be great. Yeah, right? Who the fuck is that guy? Who Derek? Not Dare desu ka? Very good. Yeah. Yatta! Yeah. She said hello. Miho-chan! Oh my god! Cheki o toritai! Isni ni toritai! Mo ii desu ka? Nakasuita. I'm hungry too. I'm so hungry. But I think I'm getting fat. My cheeks are like getting so huge. Am I getting fat? I don't know. Anyways, the live stream is gonna be great. I hope you guys will all tune in and have lots of conversation. I love reading your guys' chats afterwards, when it's archived for that little bit. It's so much fun. And it will be archived, by the way. iColony always archives. I don't know if he'll archive every group because that's up to the groups to tell Tomiyasu-san if they want their shit archived or not. But all my girls will be there, so. Miho is glad to meet everybody. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's doing good too, honestly. It's so much fun. I think as far as the 8th goes though, let's definitely get those checky counts up, guys. If right now, like honestly, if each of you bought like 5 or 10 checky, like they'll get to 100 probably without even question. On each of them will get to 100 on by the 8th. But that's a goal. It's always good to have goals. I didn't want to set the goal too high. I mean, 100. God, you guys have crushed 100 in your sleep with Miho in the past, and I mean, Hana's yet to do that, but this is Hana's debut, so let's make sure we give her that biggest debut. Also, do I need to mention Kasami's doing an online checky session? Like, she doesn't do this. The last one she did was last year, which you guys are definitely reflecting it so far because I think she's leading the checky count. But like, this girl she was going all out for me. I mean, to help out Hana and support her. So that's amazing, guys. I got Kasame to even say yes. That girl doesn't ever do this. So, it's gonna be great. So that's right. Yeah, Second Station pulled off that song they couldn't do. So, yeah, I mean, Kasame doing this, and again, this is really going to be one of the only times you're going to get this opportunity, and I really mean that. So take advantage of it. If you give a shit about Kasame, you want to do this checky session with her, and you want to blow this out of the water with her. And all my girls too. Think about it. I don't know how the Japanese fans are going to react on the 8th, if they're even going to do checky with my girls. Just because Hana's debuting doesn't mean these people are going to do checky with her. I mean, maybe Hana will get some, but I don't know how Miho and Kasame, if they're going to get anybody. So you think about it. They're going to be at this big show where all these big groups are going to be getting checky, and they're seeing that. I want them to come home. Well, not come home. Come to the office and then be like, oh my god, we have this many checky, and then they end the day on something super positive. If you think about that, like that's important mentally for these girls, and for me too. She is a world treasure. The Kasame is a genius. She's a mad genius who I don't know. She might be the smartest and best idol I've ever worked with in terms of who she is and what she represents. And even though me and her butt heads and we don't see eye to eye on stuff, she's usually right. I'm usually wrong. So it's just she's too smart. I've never felt so intimidated by an idol like I do with her, because her intelligence level is unbelievable. So I'm curious to see how the Japanese fans will react. I think Hana will be okay because she's already paved the way with Me Too. Everybody knows her from Me Too. Me Too is very popular here. They're getting much more popular. So Me Too really plays a lot of shows. They're connected into the whole idol world here. So, but I mean, my girls are always they're outliers. They're always on the fringe because they play music that isn't like so idol specific. Although Hana's songs are definitely a little idol specific. They're definitely gonna appeal more to idol fans because Yusei has written her two songs that are they have the Japanese rhythm and cadence. So, oh, Miho, kore ga wakaru ne. She understands. Yeah, Kasame sugoi tensai ne. We love Kasame, and I will always support her no matter what she does, and I just hope that her music and her legacy will live on no matter what. So, big changes are coming, but Kasame is I got all love with that girl. It was my big dream. I wanted to take her overseas and tour the world with her because I could see me and her doing a tour with hardcore metal groups, and she could be an opener easily for them. Still might have something like that happen, but maybe not with her. We'll see. I don't know. It's up to Kasami. Kasami's got to decide her future, and I'm hoping it'll be a bright future. But you'll notice starting today that all three of my girls are going to be promoting pretty heavily on Twitter. So let's get the conversation going. Let's get things promoted. As a side note, if you guys have any journalistic outlets, like if you guys have friends that are journalists that want to cover the eighth, if they if you got anybody that writes for blogs that wants to cover it or wants early CDs, release CDs, I can send them to do early music reviews. Let me know because I'm starting that whole cycle of marketing now. Between Hana's debut, Miho's CD release in June, Kasami's CD release in July, I want to get as much publicity as possible for all three girls. Sven, I could totally see Kasami on Wacken stage. After you told me about that, and I checked it out. She would easily fit there. She'd fit on a lot of metal stages, trust me. Because I've written music for her with me and Ian. Like we've written so much shit that I think translates anywhere. If you like hard metal and crazy shit, like that girl brings it. It's not even necessarily idol; it's more artists. But that's my girls. Miho and Kosame walk the line between artist and idol, and I like being there. That's my favorite type of idol, like Lily Kawona, Okinawa Saichan. They walk that line between. They take two steps over here and they're artists. Two steps over here and they could be idols. But they do this interesting middle ground stuff, which is great. And so that's the space I like living in. Hana's a little more traditional idol, but even then, she's not. Her songs seriously sound like they're. I feel not trying to say I made a song that's at that level, but I think they sound like Perfume. Again, I'm nowhere near the genius of Yes Takanakata, but me and Yusei worked very, very fucking hard on those songs. Me and Ian worked forever on her drum and bass song. I don't know, things are looking up in that regard. So I hope you guys will really be excited for that, and definitely for the eighth live. I hope you guys are gonna put on your EDM dancing shoes and pull out your Silomans and put on all your EDM gear and rave out to her music. And again, there is a huge surprise on the 8th that I can't talk about, but just be ready for it. Just be ready for it. It's going to be amazing. So, なんでごめんなさい。Oh, 大丈夫、大丈夫。頑張って。Miho is very busy. So, お疲れ様. Everybody say goodbye to Miho. Bye-bye. Good question. I have no idea. Hanako-san is MIA right now. I haven't talked with her in forever. She's not replying. So usually that means she's busy or something else is going on. I'm sure I'll see her soon. I mean, I it's hard not to, but I'm sure I'll see her. So everybody, bye bye, Miho. Me backup dance for Anna. Get the fuck out of here. I can't even sing, let alone dance. The only thing I can do is get on stage and scream my head off and be hardcore metal. I can do that, I think. Not well, but I can do that. I can play guitar, that's it. But dancing, no. You don't want to see me dance, Julio. You guys would instantly turn off the live stream and ask for your money back. Poor Hana. I would never abuse her like that. If she ever tries to bring me up on that stage, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not going. I'd have to, but I just no, you don't want to see me up there. I can't dance or sing. I wish I could, If I could sing, I'd be a solo artist myself. So so it's just it is what it is. But yeah, you guys are too funny. Do you guys have any other questions? Anything else going on? Anything on your guys' minds? I mean, I've just been slammed with stuff, but it's just so it's like really really happy to talk with you guys. Oh, sorry about that. Just yeah, my phone's just endlessly going, which is okay. I don't mind it. But if you guys have any other questions or anything going on, please do let me know. Would love to talk to you guys about that. Anything really. It'd be fun. Um, well, I still have you guys here. Hey, we already listened to your singing, so dancing is okay for us too. When did I sing? It's not D. I don't know. Did I sing for you guys? When was that? What are you referring to there? I have no idea. Dancing, yeah, I don't think you don't want to see me dance. I can mosh. I can break fucking people's noses. I've done that, but I'm not proud of that. But I'm saying like I can definitely mosh and stuff. Oh, you mean like during my birthday live back when I did a dokiri on Imomomo? Like they didn't think I knew their fucking lyrics, and then like that morning, I just had a suspicion they were gonna do that with me. I didn't know. I just had a total hunch, and I had Kasame and Miho figure out the lyrics and write in Romaji for me. I put it in my pocket, tried to memorize it, and yeah, sure enough, they did it, and I was so happy. It was so funny because afterwards we were down in the Gakia, and I was like, "What'd you guys sing?" And the girls were freaking out. They're like, "Dad, that was amazing." That's still to me one of the greatest moments of my life. I just wish it wouldn't have been in the pandemic time because those fans they would have tore that place down. They were going so nuts. If you could have saw what I saw, so yeah, Ukraine's got our second DVD. I'll probably get it. I haven't talked to them yet, but I'm gonna be seeing them real soon. Miho has a show to Keep It Colors, so I got to talk with them, and I definitely want to do that. Yeah, she has a show. Shit, on Thursday at Akiba Colors. So yeah, so I will be at Akiba Colors. So I'll talk. I'll see. I'll probably wait till it comes out before I ask them. They like to like have this DVD be out for a little while before they give me a copy, but we'll see. Any news on the crowdfunded 15 Germs CD? Yeah, good question, right, Graham? Well, the last I talked to Jinsam, he told me that it was just about ready. That was last month. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm so sorry you've had to wait on that. Had I known that it was going to take this long, I wouldn't have agreed to do the crowdfunding. But Jinsan, I don't think he also anticipated all the many side roads that 15 Germ has gone on since then, and the derailing of that group, plus all the members leaving. Not easy to make a CD when the people you need to make the CD with aren't there. So I don't know, but I will definitely ask him again and see. But we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, well I don't know if that counts as singing, Julio, because like I wasn't singing, I was screaming my head off. I don't know. Oh, when I sang with Mary Badan, well, again, I don't really. I wasn't. I was kind of singing. I was screaming mostly, like screaming. Yeah, I love doing that. That time when I was back to back with Chihiro screaming, was it Now and Forever, and just that one part where me and Chihiro, we just like really just like she did like a little spin and I was like on her back. That was just incredible. That was so much fun. Yeah, crowdfunding can be shitty like that, but I don't know. I think it just comes down to responsibility and who's doing it. Like nothing against Jinsun. He's been going through a lot. Like he has his hands full, so I understand that. The guy in 1 year basically lost. Like Modern Metal was done. 15 Germ lost almost all their members. IQ 99 went through a bunch of stuff. So he's had his hands full, but he's a good dude. So I don't know. At least he's always been good to me for the most part. So I think he's just got his hands full. But again, yeah, a year is a little too crazy to wait for that. So I hope he'll get something. Um, I don't know, but like for me, when I put up stuff and I'm crowdfunding, I the only thing keeping me from fulfilling those obligations is when other people interfere. Like in the case, for example, all your guys' orders. I have almost 300 orders at Idle Underworld now. It's insane. It's the most orders I've ever had since I've opened up this place, the store. And I can't ship anything really because of the stupid pandemic. I mean, some of you guys are getting it because you have Tenso. I've been trying to keep up on that, but I've been trying to do it in chunks, so you guys don't have to keep paying your Tenso stuff. Like you can just all get a whole bunch of stuff at once. Now that the Juju Checky session's all done, I have another shipment of stuff I'm going to do. But right now, my focus is the 8th. As soon as the 8th is done, I plan to do another big shipment right after the 8th and then pack up everything up to that point and give it out to everyone that can get stuff. So 2 and 4 years. Wow, that's insane. That's cool. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, crowdfunding when it comes through is amazing. Look at all the indie dev game guys who like crowdfund games that take 4 or 5 years. I mean, you got to have a lot of patience. But I think if you're crowdfunding, your heart and your spirit should be more about supporting the person because they actually need to crowdfund. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be about what you're getting. It should be about you just selflessly giving your financial support to an artist, if you're in the position to do that. But I mean, I also can understand like you really like want maybe something that's being offered on the crowdfunding and that's how they get you to give them money. It's fair. But if you don't get that, of course you feel like maybe you're ripped off. I totally get that, but I also feel like at the end of the day it's about what the artist needs in that sense, and about making sure that whatever they're making gets made. And that can be a little difficult. That can be a little difficult sometimes to accept when you know you've backed somebody in a large way and you haven't received any of that money or any of the items back. That's a little tough. So yeah, first goal is always get the game or CD produced, and then after that, definitely want to get something from it. Now if it gets produced and you don't get whatever you backed, like for example, let's say you paid to have a game shipped to you and you never get that, that's fucking bullshit, and fuck that artist for doing that. Unless, I mean, short of them dying or having some kind of mental problem where they can't deliver, that's some bullshit. So I don't approve of that. But I would also say if they're just taking it forever, sometimes artists take a long time. I mean, you guys know that there's a lot of groups like idol groups, they take forever to deliver anything, or they take forever to put out anything new. It's just sometimes this shit takes a while. But I can understand it here in Japan because Japan is so busy. Everybody's like their minds are just constantly going. So it kind of makes sense here on some sense. Imperial Age album, that's awesome. The Swans documentary, Jesus, Julio, that's awesome. I mean, those are some great credits to be part of. Even if you had to wait as long as you did, you're part of history. Uh, how cool is that? Like that's pretty amazing. So, you guys, it's good to have your name on stuff. I mean, maybe it won't matter now, but maybe 200 years from now, 300 years from now, somebody's going to see your name in that. And they're going to be like, wow, like, who is this person? They might be curious about you, or they might want to find out about you. It certainly has happened. I mean, think about all the people that lived 300 years ago and we're finding their stuff. We might be curious about them and what they did and their life. Only now there's a much bigger footprint you can leave on the world, with, social media and just videos and everything, that somebody finds your name as a credit on something, they have a whole history that might be very interesting to check out behind that name. It's kind of a cool thing that we live in a time period where people aren't just names on tombstones anymore. They're names that belong to all these social media profiles and experiences that have been recorded. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's a good time, and that might be one of the only good ways of living this world. Although at the same time, if you go to a concert and you have your phone up the whole time and you don't participate, come on, what's wrong with you? A little bit's okay, but come on, enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old school guy like that, I guess. But definitely feeling you guys there. So it has been insane here, guys. I put up a couple pretty big Patreon posts. Make sure you guys listen to those. They're fun. I think there's been so much going on this past week, and this week in particular is going to be insane. That I've been trying to keep you guys in the loop, give you guys some inside stuff. So definitely check those out. Yes, Julio, Flowers of Passion definitely had some names of people that mean the world to me on that, including people present now. Um, Yeah, Sven. See, I 100% agree with you on that. I also, why do you feel like you got to be the person to do the video phone when there's 400 other people in the audience doing it? You're gonna see that on YouTube. So why don't you be the one that just enjoys it? That just lets that music saturate your soul and feel it, you know? Or better yet, you know, dance, have a good time, whatever, you know? Sometimes I totally forget to take out my phone and even take a picture of anything. I really don't ever take pictures of idol lives. I could. I'm permitted to do that almost in every show. Like, I think I'm cool enough. A lot of the groups that Miho and Kasame play with, I could do that. But I don't even think to do it. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to experience it. Like, I'll give you a good example when Heisei Tumarashi Heisei Arashi did the Bell Ring Shoujo Girls Heart songs at Heaven's Door with that live event with what I think Miho it was Miho. And I went nuts. I went up front and just said, "Fuck it, I'm an Idol fan." I never even thought to pull my phone out and record it. Like, I wanted to be part of it, if that makes sense. So. Yes, you did, Sven. Yes, you did. Sven really was one of the biggest contributors to the way the CD looked, the CD covers. He basically saved my ass and made that look professional because if I would have done it, it would not have looked like that at all. It would have looked terrible. So Sven really made the Flowers of Passion have a nice gloss of awesomeness to it, and he definitely worked his butt off on that with me. So thank you, Sven. He should be proud of that. I'm proud of that. But all of you guys have been so helpful to me with that. I wish more people would see the doc. I mean, I watched a little bit of it the other night for I forget what reason. I think because somebody I had over wanted to watch it, and so we watched a little bit of it, and I was enjoying it. I think for this person, it might have been a little too long in the tooth in some sections. I can understand the main criticism I got. One of them was too many of the sections went on forever, but I don't think they understood, man. I wanted to show the music and really give people a sense of the songs instead of doing what every fucking documentary does, which is cut off the songs after a few seconds. And it's like that's then how do you even know what these artists are doing or what they're about or what these idols are singing? Like I just couldn't do that to them. And also I just really like the songs. And it's my doc, so fuck anybody that doesn't like that. Like, but I do wish people would still watch it and have an open mind and be cool with that. And if you're a music file and you like idol music particularly, then I would think my documentary would be a pretty good thing to have on your library shelf to pull out and watch every once in a while. At least I hope people feel that way, but if not, that's okay too. Weird though, because I just saw Sakasama the other night and then I was thinking about that time when I recorded them and how wonderful that was and just seeing and still being with Sakasama would be great. Yeah, Sven. So the thing is, right when I released my documentary, I my plan was to put it on Amazon. Of course, at that time, Amazon was allowing indie filmmakers to put their documentaries up there, Amazon Prime, and I literally was getting ready to fill out the form, and then Amazon decided to say fuck you to all the documentary producers, the indie filmmakers. They stopped allowing it. So you cannot get your films on Amazon Prime unless you're part of a movie company or God has blessed you with some weird miraculous chance to get your stuff seen on there. Um, my entire marketing focus was to get it on Amazon because then I knew it would get seen. And yeah, they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna wait." And overnight, they killed an entire industry of creative people, and just because they could, because fuck it, why should we support creative people? And yeah, yeah, look it up. They killed it overnight, and a lot of fucking people lost their money, their incomes. They just started taking off indie films that were on there. I mean, is horrible. Now there have been other places that have picked up where Amazon's left off, and you could go watch their documentaries on there. But I've tried looking into those too, and they kind of have even more problems. There's a lot of issues with that, and not as popular as Amazon. So you don't know where to go. Like yeah, there's companies out there that will host your stuff. Like I'm on Gumroad. You go to Gumroad and you can see the doc, but how many people fucking know Gumroad? But I went to Gumroad because they had the least barrier of resistance to me putting the documentary up there. And also they're very good with paying and they're generous and I just like them. They've been real good to me. Hasn't changed, Graham, as far as I know. I haven't even bothered to look anymore. If it has changed, that'd be fucking great because I would go in a heartbeat and put my documentary up there, but I don't think it has. I probably would have heard something by now if that was the case, but unfortunately, they have decided to do that. So, what can you do? It's Amazon. I mean, they don't, they can end entire industries overnight with the way they handle their business. So, direct distribution? What do you mean, Sven? How do you mean? And what are you talking about exactly? I have no idea what you're talking about. I am selling directly through Gumroad. I mean, it's the same. I'm doing the same thing on Gumroad. Like it's like mega. I mean, I also, I guess I could put it up. Yeah, I could put it up on my Idle Underworld site, but Gumroad doesn't really take a whole lot out of the income, and they host everything for me. And I don't know. I mean, I want people to go to Idle Underworld and buy the physical copies because I got stacks of them that have not been sold that cost me a fortune. So I would much rather prefer people have the physical copies and then later focus on the digital. But whatever. Yeah, Amazon was kind of the key, but yeah, I'm not even kidding. The month that or the week, it was the fucking week that I went to go do it. They killed it. I couldn't believe it. So it happens, whatever. I'm happy the doc's out. I'm happy it got made. It's a part of history now. It'll be around forever, well after I'm gone, and hopefully somebody will pick it up one day and be like, "What the fuck was this? What is Idol?" And it'll be a gateway into understanding this beautiful part of the world that's it's still going. I agreed. I spent if I can get myself on a big platform, I would. I wish Netflix would pick it up, but you know, Netflix got their own documentary departments, and they pick up weird shit, and their numbers been kind of going down. It'd be nice if another live streaming service would pick it up, but I've tried like Hulu, I've tried a couple of the other big ones, but their barrier to get in is very difficult. Same with TV, it's same thing. It's almost impossible. One of the biggest reasons is I actually have to have signed release forms from all the idols with their real names on it, as well as all the fans that were in it. It's impossible. Nor would I ever ask the idols their real names. I know quite a few idols' real names for various reasons, but I would never ask them to put that out in a public record because it's one of the unwritten rules of Idol. You just don't do that. Now, some idols they use their real names. There's a couple idols you guys all love that that name is their real name, but I'm not trying to put that out there, and I have to respect that privacy. And right there, I'm released. I'm released from all of it. So, you know what I mean? Like I'm not allowed to. Uh, I can't. There's so many platforms that I can't do because of that. And also a lot of the consent stuff. I didn't. It's not that I didn't get consent. I got verbal consent. I got like handshakes. I don't really think a lot of people understand just how fucking crazy it is that I got the people that I got to not only sit down and do my documentary, but to basically let me put them on film and do it in the way I did. And I didn't have to do much more than that. It was all handshake. It was all handshake. It was super DIY. So TV doesn't really go for the DIY thing. They want everything in paper written because they don't want to get sued later because some fan sees himself on TV like, I didn't approve that. Especially in Japan where privacy is such a big thing here that you can't get away with that too easily. I think I would be okay, but all it takes is one fan and I'd be sunk. Or one idol be like, I'm done. Get that shit off there. And I'd be sunk. Although I don't see any of them doing that because everybody that agreed to be in the documentary, again, I'm still on good terms with. I still know there was never any issues. The ones that I'm not saying wasn't on good terms with, but just they didn't make it in the documentary was because they didn't want this, so yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, getting the names of so many of the people, it would have been a nightmare. And on top of that, I don't necessarily know if I necessarily needed all the names of the fans per se, but all it takes is one of them to complain, and the documentary could get taken down. And some of these fans, you got to understand, like, you know, um, they are coming to these idol shows. Maybe their family doesn't know they're coming, or maybe some of these fans, they're embarrassed about being there because it's a different role than what they normally are. I see doctors and lawyers coming to these shows and high-powered CEO execs. They don't necessarily want to have their face plastered on a documentary on TV showing them there. That could hurt their image. Japan, remember, Japan is all about image. It's all about the facade and how well you present it and how good you are at making people think whatever image you're trying to get put out there of you. The respect culture, in other words. And so you go against that, could be bad news for you. Tim has done a good job. Tim is, me and Tim, last month, early last month, we sat down and I indoctrinated him into Idol, and I taught him many, 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 many things about Idol. And he has been nothing short of a miracle in terms of how he's come in. But again, like I said, when he went to Kiva Colors, it was so weird to see the contrast between me and him. He was just so in a different westernized thinking that I felt almost awkward that he was there. At the same time, to Tim's credit, he jumped in. He was dancing with the Momo. Oh, Coyote. He was dancing with Momomo. He was having fun. He did everything he could to be part of the show. I love him. He's a good dude. He'll be at the 8th. He's going to film the entire thing on the 8th. He's going to interview Hana. He'll probably interview Miho and Kasame and Hana all together. He has pretty much unlimited access to everybody. As long as the groups don't complain, he'll be filming and putting that up on his own channel. I really want him to have a great time. Tim will be doing a lot more with me as we move forward. So, Okaidi, Miho is back. Yeah, fans, if you want an idea about the privacy things here in Japan, just go on Twitter and look at the names of the fans that are Japanese. None of them make any sense, or their nicknames. Like, they don't want you to know who they are. Privacy is a big deal here, much more bigger than you can even possibly imagine. And so, it gets tricky once you start filming people, But again, that's one of the reasons why my documentary is so crazy. It's existed. I filmed fans. I actually filmed fans taking Checky with idols. I don't know if that's ever actually really happened in history, where my camera was literally right on somebody and it was subtitled, translated, and they acted normal. When Moe from Kiss Hug was doing the Checky with that really awesome fan, he's an awesome dude. He comes to a lot of shows, supports my girl. He's great. They were just acting natural. It was like I wasn't even there. I know that because I know Moe and I know that fan, and like, they weren't acting for the camera. And I got a lot of people to do that, and that was one of the biggest accomplishments I think I ever did, was getting something no one's ever going to see, unless you see some Western media outlet come in and then show it in like a weird, oh, look at these weird, creepy old men talking to these young girls perspective, and they try to push that garbage on everybody. You're never going to see it. So I don't know. I was really happy about that, but yeah, privacy is a big thing here. There's so many people I don't even know their real names. I certainly don't know a lot of idols' real names. I do know some. There's some I don't. Yeah, I don't even think I know Kasame or Hana's real name, to be honest with you. Because I've never wanted to ask them. I've never bothered to ask them. It's a privacy thing. I don't know. It's a big privacy thing. Yeah, Sven, exactly. You hit it right on the head. It's exactly because of that. Yep. But Japan is a land of contradictions and weird counterpoints. So I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe all countries are like that. Yeah, I don't know. The more you live in a country, the more you realize you don't really know as much as you thought. The only country you really truly know is the one you're from. Maybe. Everybody say hi to Miho. So you guys are asking Miho some questions. She's here. She's participating. That's beautiful. Although I will be shutting this down here in a little bit because I gotta get back to work. But if you guys have any questions for her, please definitely ask her something. Yeah, it's again, it's role based culture here. It's very role based. When you are at your doctor's office, you're a doctor. When you're an idol event, you stop being a doctor and you're just an idol fan. And those roles are very like cut and dry. And when you go to a host club, you are the guest of the host or hostess, and you play those roles accordingly. and it's very fantasy based, but it works. It's a release valve. You know, everybody's got release valves in life, and here Idol is a very big release valve for so many people, and it's a beautiful thing. It's therapy. It really is therapy in a kind of beautiful way. It's one of the reasons I'm in it, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I love it. It's why I can sit there and I can be like Juju's Checky staff for 2 hours and be happy doing it, even though it's a lot of work because I'm standing there, I'm living vicariously through the fans doing Checky with the girls and Juju, or at least I did. They're not around anymore. Miho, スペンディの質問がある。ミホの動画はどうですか？ダンスの練習の動画がどうですか？いいですか？ I mean, trust me, if I was not staff Sven, I would be at an Idol live event every night. If I had the money to, because Idol events are expensive and taking Checky is expensive. You don't want to just go to an event and be a wallflower. You want to take. I mean, if you come to an Idol event, you don't take Checky. For me, that's kind of like, why are you even there? I mean, I guess if you like the music, that's one thing. But these girls depend on that, and the whole ecosystem of Idol depends on those Checky or merchandise being bought. So you should go and you should support those girls. Tadaima, Akari, Miho, スフェンディの質問がある。そう、スフェンディの質問で、みほちゃん、ダンスの練習のビデオはどうですか？ Thanks, Sven. Good luck finding the place for the cat skeleton. So, very cool. I really sometimes do wish I could go back to being a fan, but there's a lot of times I'm glad I'm not. Just because again, I don't got. I mean, you have to have money to be an Idol fan. But if I did have the money and I could go every night, I would. I would live in the venues. I would find a group or a couple groups and support them like crazy and enjoy the community because I was part of the Gushin. I was part of the Guso Drop fan community, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I decided to become staff because I wanted to live in these venues but Guso was quitting, so it's like, well, I needed to be part of something else. I was part of Yanamuse fan club, but they were all very much in their own heads. Like I didn't quite break through the Yanamuse club or Hanako's fans, but Guso's fans accepted me with all their heart, and I was part of that community. I loved going to the venues and seeing everybody. Everybody was nice to me. Everybody was cool. We would dance together and go crazy with each other. There was a lot of trust between all of us. I'll never forget one show the girls did, and there wasn't a whole lot of people at that show, but I remember at the end they were doing like a Shigo Shashin, and all the fans lifted, like a couple fans lifted me up on their shoulders, and they wanted to give me like a high spot, and I just thought that was just, I don't know, like the Gushin was a fan community I really missed. When I used to go with Ethan, we would go see Gochasto a lot. Now I went as staff, he went as fan. I would stay in the back, but just watching the Gochasto fans, that fan community is one of the best fan communities I've ever seen in my life. And there's so many times I wanted to say fucking just join in with them. And I kept hinting to them, look, if one of you fans pull me into an event, like I'm allowed to dance, I'm allowed to get into the Checky or to do all the stuff because even though I'm staff, if you pull me in, then it's okay. And I was wanting one of them too. They never did, but it was okay. I had so much fun watching Gochaso just their fans were just so beautiful and amazing in terms of how they loved each other, they helped each other, they were fun. Ibex got that. Ibex has a huge fan base community that they all know each other, they're all with each other. That's really the heart of Idol. There is that community. If you can build a community around a group, that's when the Idols made it and you've made it. It's pretty awesome. I would go just for that, to drink some beers, hang out. Like Kankaku Logic, I saw them this weekend. I went to Kulturo-chan's birthday, and their fans are insane. There's such a cool community with each other. They like the Kulturo's big Kami fan, like the fans kept lifting him up in the air. They were doing lifting, which is nobody does except Kankaku Logic fans, and like they were lifting him up in the air, so he was in front of Kulturo like the whole time. It was amazing. Like it's a beautiful thing when you get in those communities here. So wish that I could be part of that without having to do the whole staff thing and stand in the back and look like I'm not having any fun. Um, yeah, Julio, I don't think Checky would even translate to the fans. It's I was trying to explain it to Tim, and he is blew his mind. They don't get it. I mean, he got it eventually, but because he's not an idiot, he's smart. But yeah, it's very difficult. So yeah, it's hard to grasp. But what people don't understand is that Checky, it's a moment in time. It represents the memory you have with the idol. it's not even about the checky. It's about the fact that that was you taking a moment in time to spend with your favorite idol and vice versa. And that's what that when you see that checky later, you remember that. You remember that feeling and what happened, and that's that's just that's what a lot of Westerners won't ever understand. It's not about that, because if it was, you could just take a picture with your phone. It's about that moment, that feeling. You can have something physical and tangible that represents that beautiful memory with the idol. So that's why it's important, and that's one of the biggest and most beautiful things about idol that I love. Yeah, Sven. Yeah, Suchan definitely did some strong improvements, hasn't she? Oh my god. Me and Miho's mouths were on the floor. We couldn't believe it. But that's Suchan. She's fucking insane. Like, she will do anything. Like, I love her confidence. I love it. I love that she doesn't care. She's great. Hopefully you guys saw the uh group picture on their on Kankaga Logic's homepage for Culture Chan's birthday. I took that because Culture Chan singled me out of the crowd. She's like, "Where's Derek? Derek, come here!" And like, she made me get up on the stage, even though I was just there as a guest. I wasn't there as a fan or anything. I was just in the back chilling, and like, I had the fortunate privilege of taking the Shugo Shashin. So, but yeah, and that's when I kind of got a full view of Suchan. I'm like, oh, good for you, Suchan. Yeah, exactly, Sven. I'd hang out a lot with my friend Ethan, and he's got a library case full of folders full of Checky, because that's what he did. He moved here to Japan basically to take Checky with idols and go to every idol show possible. He'd go to 2-3 shows a day. So he has massive amounts of Checky, and he could tell me everything about those Checky, I think. I mean, virtually. At least he could at one point. I mean, he would tell, oh, this is what happened with this, have these huge stories, talk about it. And I could too. I mean, I have a Checky with me and Simiki from Also American, and I'm never gonna forget that moment. I mean, I just look at it and it makes me smile. Or I remember I took a Checky with Mayana from Tokyo Pian, and I remember I did that because she looked really down and depressed that show, and I just felt something was off, and I wanted to talk with her because like, what's going on with you? And like, every Checky tells a story. I have Checkies back from when I was going to see Yanamyu or Guso drop, and I remember what I was doing in those moments, those feelings on those days. They're little time capsules basically, and they're just beautiful to have. So I'm glad you guys understand that. So, and hopefully you guys will let me swing this around. Hopefully you guys will support Miho Kasami and Hana on the 8th and get some more memories, some more Checky. And I am trying, the goal is 100 per girl. So make sure you guys help me get that. Help them get that. I mean, it's for them mostly. But they got a lot of goals this year. I laid out the blueprint for them this morning, sent it to them. Everyone seems to be on board. And I just hope you guys will all be on board with it. So, anyways, if you guys have any other questions, please ask them now. If not, I'm going to get off because I have a ton of work to do. Sven, I have to talk to you about the flyers, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know, because I don't know how far I'm going to get with all this other stuff I have to do tonight. But maybe I'll hit you up. But yeah, guys, really, 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 really hope you guys are all doing well. I will be also messaging you guys about the bromides, the digital bromide experiment, to see if this will work. I have 2 out of the 3 girls saying yes. I haven't got the third girl to say yes yet, but I think that's because I just haven't had a chance to talk to her about it. But so far, 2 of them have said fine. They're more than willing to help me, like I knew they would. So I will be sending private personal messages to each of you about that. And I think that could help change some things for me in a very positive way. And I'm basing it off the idea of, thank you, Sven. I'm basing it off the idea of how I have a couple of you guys doing the VIP Patreon stuff, where a couple of you guys are committing to 10 Checky a month for an idol group for an online Checky session, and that helps me get closer to that 80 Checky count. That's been going beautifully. The past couple times we've reached 80 with that. So I thought about how I can do that for me, and every month needing a certain number to reach. And so yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys about that. there's a lot going on this year, but after this, it's going to be more about just grinding it out with live shows and coming up, some new merch here and there, but also expanding, to going overseas. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I hope, going back to our original discussion earlier, hoping the borders will open, and we are hitting the road as soon as that happens. I will be taking idols overseas. I will be doing quite a bit with that. Starting with my girls, but I have a lot of groups that want to go overseas, and they're looking to me to do that with them. And so, assuming I have good relationships with these groups, they don't disband or whatever before that time happens. That's number one on the agenda, is a big ass fucking tour overseas in Europe, America, South America, Australia. We'll go anywhere. But I would like to have maybe a big Matsuri festival, maybe in Germany, and hopefully all of you guys would be willing to go to that. But then again, if the borders open, you guys will probably just come here. So maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe we could just have a big show here for all of you guys. But anyways, well, that's just later thinking. You guys have a great night. I'm gonna get back. I have to start doing even more work for the 8th show. I just remembered they have to use my microphones. The venue has no microphones to give me. Isn't that fucking weird? You pay all this money for a venue and they don't have wireless mics. I'll never understand that about Japan. But not that I'm complaining. I love Ski Midori, but I have to get my mics ready for that. See, this is why I bought them. Yeah, I hope that you guys are all gonna have a great night. I'm so happy you guys took the time to talk with me today. Thank you so much. I don't know if Miho, koko ni imasu ka? Miho-chan, koko ni imasu ka? I don't know if Miho's still here. I have to talk with her about some stuff, but that's later. Anyways, yeah, you guys have a great night. Enjoy your evening. I hope all of you guys are well, honestly. I can't say that enough. I hope all of you guys are doing well and you guys are happy. Definitely check up on my Patreon stuff. So, I have some fun stuff on that. I probably won't be doing any posts for a while because I have 100% focusing on the 8th and getting that done. And also, my girl's going to be doing a lot of heavy promotions starting today and tomorrow. So, please start circulating those tweets, those Facebook posts, start getting people into this. I'd love if we get some new fans, so let's try to get that to happen too. And yeah, you guys have a great night. Love you guys so much. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. I guess Miho went to sleep or something. Who knows? You guys have a good night. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, anything else, I'm accessible. Catch up with the posts, Sven. You're missing out. And remember, my posts, they do expire, so make sure you download them in time. And yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys in a couple days. I'll see you guys on the 8th, man. Both for the online live stream of the Hana's debut as well as the online techie session. So, Donkey-san. Can I say that? Donkey-san. Donkey-san. Every time I hear German, I just think death metal. I don't know why. I just do. Sorry. Donkey-san. Sorry. Listen to me. You guys have a good night and take care. All right. Have a good night.